going on today? How about something funny? This one says, gray parrots separated at zoo after swearing a blue streak. A British zoo has had to separate 5 foul-mouthed parrots who keepers say were encouraging each other to swear. Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elsie joined Lincolnshire Wildlife Centre's colony of zoo gray parrots in August and soon revealed a penchant for blue language. We are quite used to parrots swearing, but we've never had 5 at the same time. And said the zoo's chief executive, Steve Nicholas, most parrots clam outside, but for some reason, these 5 relish it. Can you imagine that? Every time these 5 parrots are around each other, they just start swearing in front of everyone. But according to this, they said everyone actually likes it, like the crowd. It says, when a parrot tells you to F off, it amuses people very highly, he said Tuesday. It's brought a big smile to a really hard year. But because places like this are supposed to be family friendly, then they said to protect things like the kids, they have to separate them. Ultimately, those parrots just learned it from someone. It reminds me of some of those amazing stories though, where parrots witness some kind of murder, and when cops try to investigate it, they see the parrot starts mimicking what the victims were saying, shouting, "Get away from me," and so forth. That's kind of crazy that an animal can do all that too, huh? This was kind of interesting shaped drone. It says AeroVironment's Quantix Mapper Hybrid VTOL UAS. It says Dragonfly is pleased to announce Transport Canada's recent acceptance of the Quantix Safety Assurance Declaration for Flight in Advanced Operations. The approval permits the versatile Quantix Mapper UAV system, which is a fixed-wing drone that takes off and lands like a multi-rotor and covers up to 400 acres per flight to be utilized for advanced operations within controlled airspace. And you can see basically the picture of it. I'm assuming this is meant more for things like farm fields and stuff like that. Would that be accurate? Just in terms of constant scanning? And one thing I was reading is kind of crazy. It deals with a YouTube person called Boogie2988. I still remember this person starting out by making parodies where he just uses to stereotype the fact that he's overweight, and when he gets mad he starts smashing stuff. So stereotypical fat angry guy, and people basically gravitated towards it. But then afterwards I guess he's pretty much slacks down. But what was crazy is there's this another guy that apparently is stalking him, but he's stalking him more as a troll because he wants to get a reaction out of him. To my understanding, this guy named Frank Hassle, his thing is to basically go around with some GoPro strapped on his head and he harasses people or something like that. It basically gets them mad to get a reaction. And his channel got taken down for whatever reason, and the accusation is it was because of this Boogie guy. I guess for some kind of video related with him. I didn't really look into it too much. But yeah, because of that, he's been stalking him, and it went so far where he went to the person's house and this Boogie person took out a gun and he basically shot in the air to warn him, get back. So that basically created all this craziness now. So who would you think is in the right and the wrong? The guy coming up to the guy's house and he's basically trolling him, I guess you could say, or the guy opening fire in open air as a warning shot? I mean, the crazy thing about this too, from what I'm reading, they actually went on various podcasts or shows to talk about it. This Boogie guy's telling the guy to stay away, and the guy just keeps trolling basically. And I know just from seeing some of the person's videos even way before, this Boogie person goes through a lot of anxiety or mental illness, I guess you could say, with things like his weight. So it's not really a good idea to keep pushing someone like this. But who would you think is in the right or the wrong here? The guy literally going up to the guy's property and harassing him, again with a camera on his head, wanting the reaction purposely, or the person doing the gun firing shot there, like the warning one. And I guess to demonstrate the extreme contrast, there was an interview done about this, and this is what the Boogie person said. He says, "I think it's symptomatic of what social media does to us, because we treat sexism and racism and ableism as a joke. And when social media treats it as a joke, when we're supposed to, as a YouTuber, just turn a blind eye to it, that's a form of consenting to it," he added. So it's one of those debates, because you're in the spotlight per se, does that mean whenever you get harassed by people in this way, it's tough luck? You know what you signed up for per se. And to show the other way around, when they asked the other guy, it says here, reach for comment for the motherboard, Hassle emailed a photo of a giant piece of shit in a dry toilet. So obviously, again, the other guy doesn't really care. He basically wants the reaction. In many ways, there's no difference in those stories you hear nowadays of retail workers being assaulted or harassed. Like same thing there. If you just say, hey, you're a retail employee, getting yelled at and so forth, that's just part of the territory. Like, it doesn't make it right still, in my opinion. Alright, see you guys later.